Okay, so the discussion today is all about the DepEd best practices in e-governance. So basically po, DepEd plays a vital role in fostering po the use of ICT or the information communication and technology in every field. And also, upon reading po my resources, it really needs that DepEd should initiate the wide dissemination of the goodness when it comes to using the e-governance. So mas maganda po na DepEd ang nag-start because at a younger age na i-implement sa mga bata na ipapakilala ang goodness po ng ICT, ng technology, not just only in their span of studies but also right after po ng kanilang duration sa kanilang pag-aaral. So I am JR Catabona and will be your discussant for this morning. So of course, before I will move deeper in my report, I'll be going to read first the vision of the Department of Education since I am the only student here in DepEd na nasa DepEd po. So the vision is we dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. So as a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improve itself to better serve its stakeholders. So it really needs a global competitiveness. So being a global competitive product sa DepEd, kailangan ma-embrace natin tong ICT or tong in the field e-governance na tinatawag. So next is the vision, the mission. Ayun. The mission is to protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education where students learn in a child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment. Teachers facilitate learning and constantly nurture every learner. Administrators and staffs as steward of the institution ensure an enabling and supportive environment for effective learning to happen. Family, community, and other stakeholders are actively engaged and share responsibility for developing lifelong learning. So meron pong core values po ang DepEd which is yung tatlo po na nandun din po sa ating constitution, yung makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa. So Madam Secretary, since we are talking about governance and e-governance, sa ano pa rin po, those top positions pa rin po ang ating kinuha. So Ma'am Leonor Magtolis-Briones is the DepEd Secretary. So the one who is the executive officer po ng Department of Education. Madam Briones was born po in Negros Occidental. She was a daughter of a teacher. So sa pagdating po sa kanyang study, kung makikita po natin dito, kabaro natin siya. She obtained her Bachelor of Business Administration degree with a major in accounting po from Silliman University. So she took also her master's in public administration degree with a major in local government and fiscal administration from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. So yun, she acquired her post-studies for postgraduate diploma with honors at Leeds University in England. So nag-proceed din po siya to complete further studies in the United States where she earned a certificate in policy for public enterprise from Harvard Institute for International Development at Harvard University. And now she received po her Doctor of Humanities, so honoris causa in public administration. So nakaka-inspire sa ating mga kumukuha ng MPA from Central Philippine University. Sister school din po siya ng Silliman University. So ito po ang aming DepEd Secretary. So I cannot imagine that this old woman but young-hearted person is now a leader in a 21st century approach or 21st century lives. So we have also the undersecretaries po. Ito po yung nasa pamahalaan po ni Madam Briones. So we have the first speaker here, Attorney Nepomuceno A. Malaluan, the USEC for Chief of Staff. USEC po siya ng Chief of Staff. We have also Diosdado M. San Antonio, the USEC for Curriculum and Instruction. So dito medyo magpo-focus tayo sa Curriculum and Instruction. And then we have here Jesus Lorenzo R. Mateo, USEC for Planning Service and Field Operation. And din po medyo gamit na gamit din po yung e-government po sa kanya, governance po sa kanya. And Sir Alain Del B. Pascua, he is the USEC for Administration. We have also here Ma'am Annalyn M. Sevilla, the USEC for Finance. Sir Tonesito MC Umali, the USEC for Legislative Affairs, External Partnerships, and School Sports. So yung iba po dito hindi na po natin matatakel kasi still plain lang po yung gamit po nila. They are using the ICT, the electronic techniques sa dissemination po ng information. We have here Attorney Josephine G. Mariboco, the USEC for Legal Affairs, and Attorney Racy A. Escobedo, siya po yung USEC for Field Operations and Employee Welfare po. So meron tayong mga assistant secretaries po dito. Ayan, so di ko na po babanggitin yung mga yan. So ang akin pong, the focus of this presentation would be the DepEd strands, wherein ito kasi yung top execution, parang ito yung execution offices po ng ating departamento. So the curriculum and instruction, the finance and administration, governance and operation, the legal and legislative affairs, and the strategic management. So first is the curriculum and instruction po. In here, the curriculum and instruction bureaus, ito yung medyo nagulantang during this pandemic because no one knows in the front lines, kami pong mga teacher, on how to execute learning sa mga bata. Though may iba sa amin na nakakaalam that distance learning is possible, but we really need to have the big ideas or the big picture of things to happen in the top position. So ito yung ginawa ng mga nasa tao sa curriculum and instruction bureaus. So first is the ito po. Meron siyang mga bureau pa din, the curriculum development, Bureau of Learning Delivery, Bureau of Education Assessment, Bureau of Learning Resources. Kung pag-uusapan natin ito, napakahirap talaga niya kasi we are now still, some of the teachers, most especially those seasoned teachers, are still embracing the power or the goodness of ICT. Kasi ICT po yung term namin sa field. Kasi nga frontline po ako. So, etong mga ito po ay this really needs an attention or help, a strong collaboration and partnership with the DICT na tinatawag po natin. Later on, matatalk din po natin yon. So, next po ay pag-usapan po natin ang Bureau of Curriculum and Development. Curriculum Development. Ay, ba't ba ayun? Ayun. So, the Bureau of Curriculum Development during this time of pandemic, ito yung mga naging best practices nila. And they use, yung E po na tinatawag natin, the unpacking of most essential learning competencies. So, during the pandemic, the reason why we have the modules na tinatawag natin, yung kakapal ng libro, binawasan na po nila. So, those essential learning, those essential competencies na lang po yung in-include nila pagdating po sa mga module. And aside from modules, naka-inject na rin po dyan yung mga materials natin na andoon sa online. This is a national order po, yung paggamit po ng most essential learning competencies. Not just only in public schools, but ganun din po sa private school po. So, in Bureau of Curriculum Development, yun nga, their job is to ensures that the organization's focuses on the delivery of a relevant, responsive, and effective basic education curriculum around which all other strands and offices provide support. So ito talaga yung core, itong Bureau of Curriculum and Development, na kung saan kailangan yung mga support ng iba pang iba pang strand sa DepEd kanina, kailangan nyo ng malakihang support. So, nagde-design sila and develop special curriculum programs appropriate of all types of learners. So yun, kailangan namin kailangan cater ng DepEd yung individual differences and then yung individual interest po ng clientele, which is the learners. They also formulate policies and guidelines relevant to the management, contextualizations, and localizations of the curriculum. This is one of the thing na nahihirapan kami ngayon. Nagbigay sila ng MELCs, tapos ilo-localize pa namin. So, yun nga, though hindi provided lahat ng mga resources talaga ng DepEd, ang alam namin noon, bababa na lang siya, andyan na magtuturo na lang, and that's good sana sa amin as teachers in the field, pero kami pa pala ang gagawa. So, ayun. Nakalagay din dito the addition of SPICT. When you say SPICT, there are schools there here in Gimba. Dito sa Talugtog may isa, sa Gimba po marami. Ang nag-o-offer ng SPICT, wherein when we say SPICT, this is a special program for Information Communication Technology, yung ICT na tinatawag natin. So, ayun nga, the aims of this SPICT is to enable children to develop ICT, diba? Dito na po nag-i-start, to develop ICT capability in finding, selecting, and using information. So if we are all well conversed in using ICT, as employee, well conversed pagdating sa e-governance, malamang napakaganda po ng ating lipunan. Hindi toxic ang mga SOCMEDs ngayon, ang social medias. They are also use ICT to effective and appropriate communication, and also to monitor and control events, both real and imaginary. So ayun po yung nakakatuwa kasi we have an area na in the curriculum that focuses more on ICT. So in the long run, pag nasa trabaho na sila, e-governance na po yan. So next, eto po, we're gonna watch po the Bureau of Learning Delivery. Please watch.
Is your dong here and welcome to Literacy Corner. Marahil marami ngayon sa inyo ang naguguluhan pa din at nababahala sa kung ano ang magiging setup ng inyong mga anak pagdating ng pasukan ngayong Agosto. Don't worry dahil sa video na ito ay pag-uusapan natin ang iba't ibang learning delivery modalities na binanggit ng DepEd kamakailan lang. Ang mga iba't ibang learning delivery modalities ay face-to-face learning, distance learning, blended learning, at homeschooling. Sa distance learning ay may tatlong uri, ang modular learning, online learning, at TV or radio-based learning. Unahin natin pag-usapan ang face-to-face learning. Ito ay ang nakagawian ng setup ng inyong anak kung saan si teacher at ang inyong anak ay nagkaklase sa iisang physical na classroom. Ngunit, kamakailan lang ay pinalang sinabi ng Pangulo na walang mangyayaring face-to-face learning ngayong Agosto. Ibig sabihin ay hindi po kailangang pumunta ng inyong anak sa paaralan. Pag-usapan naman natin ang distance learning. Ang unang uri nito ay ang modular learning. Sa modular learning ay bibigyan po ang inyong anak ng module. Ang module ay isang self-learning material. Ibig sabihin ay nakadesign ito na kayang magawa ng inyong anak nang siya lang sa sarili niyang oras. Kung meron po kayong computer o tablet, pwedeng ang module na ibibigay sa inyong anak ay electronic ang format. Kapag naman wala kayong computer o tablet, ay ang printed na module ang ibibigay sa inyong anak. Makipag-ugnayan lang sa paaralan ng inyong anak kung paano makukuha ang mga modules na ito. Ang sunod naman ay ang online learning. Ang online learning ay kailangan ang computer o tablet o smartphone at internet. May dalawa itong uri, ang synchronous online learning at asynchronous online learning. Sa synchronous online learning ay sabay na magla-live call ang inyong anak at ang teacher gamit ang computer o tablet o smartphone. para itong normal na klase pero sa online nga lang. Sa synchronous online learning naman ay hindi na kailangan na sabay mag-online at mag-live call sa teacher at ang iyong anak. Gagamitin lamang ang computer at internet para makakommunicate sa isa't isa sa teacher at ang inyong anak para mabigay at makuha ang learning materials. Ang TV o radio-based learning naman ay mag-aaral ang mga bata sa pamamagitan ng TV at radio. Dito ay kailangan na nakagabay kayong mga magulang. Kung sa tingin ninyo ay hindi nyo kaya, mas mainam na makipag-ugnayan sa paaralan ng inyong anak para kayo ay maturuan kung paano makatulong sa pagkatuto ng inyong anak. Ang susunod naman ay ang blended learning. Ito ay pinaghalong distance learning at face-to-face learning. Ngunit, dahil hindi na pwede ang face-to-face learning, ang blended learning ay distance learning na lang din. At ang panghuli ay ang homeschooling. Dito ay ikaw mismo na magulang ang magtuturo sa inyong anak gamit ang mga learning materials na angkop sa inyong anak. Ngunit, kailangan muna na kayo ay magkaroon ng nararapat na pagsasanay bago makapagturo. Makipag-ugnayan muna sa paaralan kung ikaw ba ay kwalipikado na mag-homeschooling. Ngayong alam niyo na ang different modalities, patuloy lang na makipag-ugnayan sa paaralan ng inyong anak upang inyong malaman ang nararapat na paraan para hindi matigil ang pag-aaral ng inyong mga anak habang wala pang vaccine para sa COVID-19.
Okay, so yung presentation, yung video na yon is under naman siya ng Bureau of Learning Delivery. So kanina yung Bureau of Curriculum Development, where nakita natin that there is a proposal, actually hindi na siya proposal, nagmaterialize ng program which is the SPICT, that's under Bureau of Curriculum Development. And yung video naman, it's under Bureau of Learning Delivery. So that in the video, nakita natin doon yung challenges ng DepEd, daming challenges na kinaharap, and nakita rin natin doon yung resolution. Nakita natin doon yung the solution there is those modalities ng teaching, which yes, sa ibang part, sa ibang school, sa ibang division ng DepEd, in-embrace na talaga nila yung online teaching, which under this the goodness of ICT. So here is the Bureau of Education Assessment. Under naman this bureau, nagde-develop sila and manages the National Education Policy for Educational Assessment and Quality Assurance, yung QA po kasi. So in here, the top management, yung mga bossing sa DepEd po ay nagforma na ng mga online passing of papers. Just like for example, the online school monitoring, evaluation, planning, and adjustment, yung ISMEPA po na tinatawag natin. So let's say for example, may mga kulang ng computers, kulang ng ganito, kulang ng ganyan, dito po namin siya nire-report. Pero taon pa bago siya dumating. So electronic teachers evaluation, kahit po kapag po kami ay mayroong classroom observations na, meron na kaming online observations for teachers, ay through na rin po, pati po yung mga checklist online na rin po. Electronic assessment, so also yung pong mga sa teachers naman po ginagamit namin sa mga bata, mga online na rin po yung mga assessment. Itong e-class record po na tinatawag, automatically nagko-compute na po yung grades. Dapat lang may ma-encode. Let's say for example, written work 0, pero meron siya sa performance task 5, sa exam 30, hindi siya magko-compute kasi 0 nga doon sa isa, pero dapat mag-encode kahit paano para automatic siyang mag-compute sa final grade. So ayun po yung binigay na goodness sa amin ng E na ito. So next is the Bureau of Learning Resources. Let's watch po this video.
DepEd Learning Materials Official. The Department of Education promotes the use of these official sources of learning materials for learners and teachers. First is the Learning Resource Management and Development System, or LRMDS. The website is lrmds.deped.gov.ph. The Learning Resources Management and Development System, or LRMDS, is designed to support increased distribution and access to learning, teaching, and professional development resources at the region, division, and school or cluster levels of DepEd. It is also a quality assurance system providing support to DepEd regions, divisions, and schools in the selection and acquisition of quality digital and non-digital resources in response to identified local educational needs. Next is the DepEd Commons. The website is commons.deped.gov.ph. The DepEd Commons is envisioned to be a constantly evolving portal that provides students and teachers access to free and quality learning resources in a sustainable manner. The ultimate goal is to have teachers and learners actively creating original content and improving this for the DepEd Commons.
So if we can see in the video po, in the clips po, nag-introduce sila ng dalawang resources po under this Bureau of Learning Resources, the DepEd Commons and then the LRMDS. So as LRMDS coordinator po ng schools namin, upon evaluating the sites po, there are halos pang elementary nga po siya lahat. May mga resources doon nakakatuwa. Maybe pwede na rin po siya sa higher, sa senior high school kasi nga nilocalize nga po namin. Aside, let's say for example, aside from evaluating a certain literary piece sa ganitong area, ilolocalize namin yung Kaibiyag Nilam ang nalang, yung literary piece po from Ilocano, ganun na lang po yung ginagawa namin. Though inuunti-unti na rin po ng DepEd na i-complete lahat, na i-supply lahat po yung mga resources dito sa LRMDS, pero kahit na ganoon, still waiting pa rin po kami. Ang dami pa rin sa senior high school na hindi po kumpleto yung resources. So ito naman pong DepEd Commons, this is an offline platforms po for kids, for children, for learners po, na kahit wala silang loads, na-open nila ito. This is not graded, pero during the recreation, kapag po nabubore sila, pwede silang magsagot-sagot yan. Pwede rin po silang magbasa-basa. So yun po yung under of Bureau of Learning Resources. Next is Finance and Administration. So sa next strand na po tayo. So under this Finance and Administration, of course, the job of this is to ensure the efficiency to support the organization as a whole, to focus on its core business and thus attain its targets through the provision of finance and administrative services. So sila po yung nagpo-formulate basically ng mga management and financial resources, determination and budgetary requirements, accounting of the department fund. So ayan. At sa teachers, ito po yung nagawa nila, yung yung mga electronics po. Ito pong sa sweldo namin, ang agony namin dito is sana kinsenas katapusan na lang, pero still sumusweldo pa rin po kami ng once a month. So nabaon na si teacher, saka pa lang ilalabas yung sweldo. So yung electronic din po na payslip po namin, can be sent in the email of the school, official email of the school, and pwede rin naman po, nagbibigay din naman po sila ng mga hard copy. And of course, may mga division offices po na may mga kiosk na linked to GSIS, wherein kung ang tagal pong magbigay ng service records ng DepEd, dito na lang po kami kumukuha kasi legit din naman po siya. Ayun. So those are under the finance and the administration po. So next is governance and operations. So under governance and operations, yun nga pong learner support services, Bureau of Learner Support Services, Meron din po siyang Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development and National Educators Academy of the Philippines at ito pong Program Management Service. Okay. So under this governance and operation, it ensures the capacity of the organizations to continuously improve and be strategic in managing the environment for which teaching and learning takes place. So maybe dapat itong area na to aside from the strand of curriculum and instruction, itong governance and operations dapat ang mag-embrace ng e-governance na tinatawag natin, which is upon digesting nga po yung DICT. Sana lahat na lang ganun kasi ang ganda talaga ng goal, ng aim, yung goodness na maibibigay sa atin, sa employee, napakaganda. So first thing here is yung Bureau of Learner Support. So this focuses on the national frameworks for all learners, support services, and issues policy and standard to guide the programs for the holistic development of learners that complement the curricular offerings. So, ang focus nito, ayun nga, improvement of learners, readiness in terms of physical health, and proper nourishment. So, basically, webinars lang din naman po yung binibigay sa amin. And aside from that, wag po nating mawalain dito yung mga online papers, ganun na nga po, submission of papers, ayun. So, dito rin napapaloob yung character formations and preparations of the youth towards leadership roles and civic service. So, yun nga pong isang subject ko na community engagement, solidarity, and citizenship na dati kami ay lumalabas para ma-immerse yung mga bata, mag-assess po ng iba't ibang area. Let's say for example, i-assess nila yung DRRM readiness ng isang barangay. Dati ganon, nag-i-immerse kami. Ngayon, online na siya lahat. So, nagkakandak na kami ng mga nation building focus webinars, ganon. So, also, dito rin yung development of mental discipline, psychomotor skills, ayun nga, and social values through after-school sports program. Ito rin yung mga psychological support trainings. Dito rin po yun napapasok. So, next is Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development. So under this bureau, yun nga, namumutik-tik na webinars and trainings for teachers, mga professional development sa iba't ibang area. Let's say for example, in using the ICT, in integrating culture awareness in the curriculum, kahit po we are facing the new normal, dapat ma-integrate pa rin namin yung mga yung cultural awareness po natin. Aside from that, in here, sa mga teacher applicant, online na rin po ang mga online EPT, yung English Proficiency Test ng teacher applicant. So, yun. In-online na po nila, pati pagpapas po ng mga application, ng mga pertinent papers, mga folders, online na rin po yun. So, kahit nang sa ganun, kailangan pa rin po ng hard copies. So, lahat po, demonstration, online na rin, ano pa ba, yung kanilang interview online na rin po. So, ganun na po ngayon sa DepEd. Na kahit pa paano sana na i-introduce ko yung sitwasyon ng DepEd ngayon. So, aside from that, under the governance and operations is the National Educators Academy of the Philippines. This is an online paper submission on yun nga, school monitoring, evaluation, planning, and adjustment because this focuses on the strategic frameworks na para ng mga educational leaders. So, including educational managers and educators nga po. Dito na nakapasok po yung professional development trainings for educational leaders, yung mga SIPAL, sila principal, sila supervisor, kapag outdated na, dito sila pinapasok na training under National Educators Academy of the Philippines. So I remember noong nasama ako sa maraming mga trainings when it comes to the educational leaders, grabe, ang dami nating mga school leaders, school principals, honestly, na they are not that engaged in using the ICT, in using technology kasi talagang kahit mag-fill out lang ng link, kabang-kaba sila, ewan ko ba kung bakit. And then nung ini-introduce na yung mga ibang platforms, siyempre may mga pag-games, mga webinars and trainings, takot na takot silang magsagot, gano'n. Magtatawag sila, Sir JR, paano to? May mga kasama po yung mga young at heart leaders natin kapag uma-attend ng mga ganitong training, mga capacity building. Okay. So next is strategic management. This is also a strand in DepEd po that focuses in planning service. Ito po yung mga tawag nito, kanyang binibigay, offer planning service, public affairs service, information and communication, technology, the external partnerships, ayan, then the disaster risk reduction management services. Okay, under this naman po, it enables the organization to focus on long-term directions and interface with the internal and external environment and the stakeholders. So the first one here is the planning service. Ito yung best practices naman nila na talagang ikinatutuwa ko. The LIS or the Learners Information System, na kung saan dati kapag nag-transfer yung bata, kailangan pa ng ang tagal-tagal na transcript of record, mga TOR, mga SF10, mga school forms, mga anong tawag nun, mga good moral, mga cards, form 137. Andito na siya lahat. Yun nga lang kasi may mga school and teachers pa rin na kailangan nga yung hard copy na manggagaling talaga sa school. Minsan from Mindanao to Luzon, pinapadala pa yan through courier, LBC, mga ganon. And now, hindi na kailangan kasi may access na ang mga teachers sa Learners Information System. Once na naibigay ni learner yung kanyang LRN o yung kanyang Learner's Reference Number, i-encode na lang dito, and then yun, makikita na namin yung information niya from elementary up to the present. And aside from that, dito na rin kami nag-enroll ng learners. Kaya nakikita bigla kung ilang estudyante na ang naka-enroll sa buong Pilipinas, in public and in private, mga ganon, because of the LIS po. Napakaganda nitong platform na to. Dito kami nag-enroll ng mga bata. Also, dito rin kami nag-update kung sila ay promoted, kung sila ay retained, ayun, kung sila ay nakagraduate or hindi. Napakalaking tulong ng ang LIS na to, ng Learners Information System. So aside from planning services, hindi ko lang nailagay dito, pati yung pagdadagdag ng mga strands, mga additional offerings po ng isang school, under planning service din po yon, napakadali na lang magdagdag ng school. So provided yung mga legal documents na maipapakita mo, so mabilis na lang. Ayun. So another is the public affairs service. Yes, meron kasi tayo yung tinatawag na DepEd TV, the DepEd TV channel. Ayan. So ito yung mga happenings. Actually, lahat naman na ng channel, kapag may updates ang isang agency, kuhang-kuha naman din talaga. So I just want to introduce to you this DepEd channel, then kung saan yung mga new policies, and aside from that is yung mga DepEd lessons ay pinupost na rin dito. Nandito na rin siya. Okay, next is the ICT service. Ito yung sinasabi ko kaninang the DepEd DICT tandem, na kung saan napakaganda sana nito kasi there are schools, there are administrators, there are executives na hindi talagang gusto nila way back kopong-kopong pa yung kanilang governance, which is hindi nila nakita talaga honestly yung goodness nitong e-governance na ito. So I believe na they are well equipped naman, kaya nga sila nandun sa posisyon because they have those trainings, required trainings na para maging isa ka doon sa top positions na yon. So yun nga lang, hindi nila na-i-implement. I don't know why. I do not know why. But etong tandem na to ay napakaganda. So next is the DRRM service. So in here, the DRRM service po ay ayan. Ewan ko ba, parang kami na rin yung isang agency na kapag sinabi ng ng Bureau of Fire na may visitation, magre-ready kaming lahat. Kapag sinabi ng PNP na may visitation, bilangin kung sino yung ganito, ganyan, magre-ready kami lahat. DSWD, kami rin po yung magre-ready. Magbibigay po kami ng updates patungkol sa mga recipient ng 4Ps. Ano pa ba? Sa tourism, kami rin po yung natatap. Sa election, kami rin po yung natatap. Lahat na po. So I do not know why kokonti ang mga clerks sa mga fields, pero kasi ang dami na naming clerical works po. So if teaching will only be teaching ang aming gagawin, siguro hindi tayo pinakamababa sa comprehension test na ginanap international as ASEAN na ginanap. So tayo kasing nasa bottom kasi ang daming ancillary works po, mga clerical works po ng teacher. And as testimony, I have 13 chairmanship, 13 coordinatorships po in our school, which are kung yung tatlong reports kapag nagsabay na, hindi mo na alam kung ano yung gagawin mo, iiyak at iiyak ka na. Most especially this DRRM kasi konting ulan lang kailangan may report na. The good thing here is we have those radar app. So radar stands for Rapid Assessments of Damages Report. So this is a mobile app and web app developed by DepEd. Ayun, so unti-unti. Dapat noon pa kasi ang daming nasayang. Developed by DepEd in partnership with Save the Children Philippines, yung SCP na tinatawag, and Prudence Foundation. This aims to quickly report impacts of different natural hazards in the school in terms of infrastructure damages, personal casualties, classroom use as evacuation centers, temporary learning spaces needed, as well as non-infrastructure damages such as furniture, learning resources, and computer sets. Ito yung nakakatuwa, dapat talaga mag-report ka. Kahit may nasira lang na monoblock, ayun, i-report mo dapat yon. Kapag nasira siya sa isang calamity. Kapag may casualty, i-report mo. Pero gumaling na yung casualty, wala pa yung aid from them. yun yung natutuwa na, I do not know, are they collecting collecting reports, pero in return walang feedback kasi gumaling na yung pasyente, wala pa rin yung feedback po nila. So yun nga, those are the the situation ng DepEd na kung saan maraming ini-inject na mga applications, mga programs, pero in the other side of the coin, meron pa rin siyang may mga water loss, may mga weakness, meron pa rin flaws, ganun. Pero kahit nang sa ganun, ay tinitignan pa rin namin yung good thing po nito. So honestly, in DepEd, ito talaga yung in DepEd strands focus, yung mga strands po na diniscuss natin, it focuses more on communications via mails, yung mga emails po. Ito lang talaga yung nakapagpadaloy sa DepEd ngayon. Via emails, use the webs in researching and locating resources, create online groups and build wikis, participate in online collaborative activities, and apply technology, enhance web-based lessons in the classroom. So, yun lang po. So, and thank you so much for listening. Salamat po.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir, how about the since you are talking about DepEd, it covers elementary, secondary, up to senior high school, right?
Yes, sir. From kinder to 12 po.
Kinder to 12. How about we have different, for example, science high school. Yeah, you're familiar with that? How about when it comes to the LIS? Do they need to have an LIS also?
Actually po sir, yung LIS po is program from kinder to 12 in any schools, public government school and private po.
How about I don't know if you are also aware the database of the LIS. Naka-cloud ba siya? Kasi syempre for the entire Philippines, ang laki ng data niyan every semester, di ba? May idea ka kung naka-cloud computing siya, naka-cloud based ba, nasa cloud ba yung nasi-save yung data, tapos yung security ba?
Actually, sir, kasi nga as teacher, nasa field, ako rin po ay nag-e-enroll at nag-i-encode ng mga estudyante doon. Ano rin po, tsempuhan. Kasi sa sobrang dami ng gumagamit, yes po sir, medyo nagbe-break rin siya. Ganun po. So, kaya po ang teacher po, ang litanya ng teacher kapag madaling araw, doon gising, doon po kami nag-i-encode ng, ng mga information po ng learners.
O kasi imagine, I think million yan kasi from kinder to senior high school, included ang private. Kaya talagang so yun yung sigurong dapat i-improve. How about when it comes dun sa, di ba ang DICT may project na parang yung school yata ginagawa nilang mga incubators, mga parang ganon, or nagpro-provide sila ng free internet, free wifi, paano ba?
Yes sir, kasi merong box, actually 2014 pa ata or 2015, merong DICT sticker kasi may box doon sa school. Hindi naman po gumagana. Hindi naman po gumagana. Pero ang tagal na namin tinitignan. Gusto na nga namin ipatanggal kasi ano siya sir, parang sagabal. Sagabal siya. Ang laki kasi niya pero hindi naman po siya gumagana.
Yung nagpo-provide ng yung nagpo-provide ng mga gadgets, for example, parang screen TV, di ba? Para sa dati nung hindi pa pandemic.
Actually sir, may mga stickers po talaga ng kanya-kanyang strands po kung sino po yung magbibigay. Pero itong DICT, neto po, marami po silang binigay sa aming computers and laptops.
Okay, so I think medyo technical kasi yun. Thank you and congratulations sir.
Thank you po.